Yeah.
All right,
I just keep
hello
it steady on
everybody.
the
Welcome
magic.
back to
Do
the
my thing, I'm
Uprooted
healing, it's
podcast.
fantastic.
Yeah, we're gonna just have
If I
some
fall,
good
rise
conversation
automatic.
about some good
You ain't
topics
on
with some
that,
good
you
people.
know. I'm the one raise myself like a tree from the roots. West side girl, cause she lit in the coast. East side girl when she speaks to the roots. Stay 100 cause she on with the truth. Been there on struggle, know that it pass. Only going up, yeah, the pain don't last. Ooh, take off. Ooh, take off. Ooh, take off. This is take off. Shorty like Brandy, fight like Monica. What you know about her? Baby girl rising, wet at the top. Shaking the world, don't expect her to stop. Purpose so great, she get what she got. Follow her step, cause she following God. What you need more, got a heart full of gold. Even at times when it's raining and cold. Ooh, she bout take off.
Hey, y'all. It's your girl Hannah, aka Ruta, and I'm back here with y'all on the Uprooted podcast. Today, it was a double whammy. I just had a beautiful episode with Makeda and Johannes. They did amazing, breaking down the Miami protest, and now I'm about to have my girl Sara on. She's going to tell us all about HPN for Tegaru's art and merch virtual auction, as well as just she's a dope entrepreneur and new mom. So congrats to her. She's living it large out here and still finding time to be there for our people and do these amazing things. So I'm so excited to have her on. Y'all make sure you give her all the love and light. Let me see if I can add her. But how y'all doing? If you caught the last episode, what y'all thinking? You going to Miami? What y'all thinking? You might buy that last minute ticket? Did I convince you? Oh man. Let me see. Where's Saraye Coffee? Oh. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, this song be slapping. Okay, I don't know. How do I add her, guys? Let me see. Let's see. And if you're in here, go ahead and let people know I'm back on. We ready to do it 2 times. Ooh, ooh. Hey. Again, we are going to be hyping up HPN for Tigri's art and merch virtual auction. If you guys haven't seen it, they have some really dope stuff on there. I'm just waiting on my girl Sara to join me. She's going to explain all of the details stopped doing these back-to-back lives because I learned that my phone be overheating.
Oh shit.
And then it'll start to tweak on me, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, why?
Okay, well, Jerusu said she sees us, so she can see us both, so we're good.
Perfect. Okay, so my phone's just being a hater. That's okay. It's always being a hater. Either way, you are back live. I already saw what you look like, so I know you popping. So, go ahead and tell the people who you are, why you're joining, and what we're about to talk about today.
Yes. Okay. So my name is Sara Geber-Midhin. I am a Tegaru from Seattle, basically raised in Seattle. I'm on the live today because I'm going to talk about the items that I have from Saraye Coffee that's on the TPN auction that's going on. So it's raising money for Wellness Center in Sudan. So I gave away some items, and I know other companies too, they did give away. So there's a lot of things that are on auction right now. I just checked the auction, and there's 3 bids in for the coffee and the Jevana set that we're giving away. So I think that's ending this week, so I'm not sure. So if you want to check for the...
It ends Sunday.
Yeah, it ends on Sunday. So it's a nice little bid going on. I saw it. We're at like 179 or 175 for the items.
Okay.
That's what I said. I was like, you know what? We're raising money for such an amazing cause. So I'm happy to see it.
Listen, I attended the virtual wellness retreat. It was super dope. The thing that stuck out to me about the auction was that the businesses a lot of them were women led.
Oh wow.
What I was noticing. At least that's just what I always notice. But I noticed there was a lot of women led businesses, and like, you know, art, and there's obviously men too, but it was just nice to see, like, we're not just like, we actually own businesses. We're actually out there doing these things, and we're using what we already do to like benefit our people, right?
Oh
so
yeah.
Like, the artists who have been making art, like actually selling it and like having that be another avenue in which they can help our people, I think is super dope, because I can't draw, but you know what I'm saying? But I enjoy other people's art, and I want to pay them their worth, right? So I think it's dope that they're able to do that and turn around and participate, because I think I have a lot of artist friends, and they're always like, I don't know. I'm like, no, art is an act of resistance. So yeah, I think that's dope. And then the businesses and the services, first of all, you know, I stay true to the Buna, if you can't tell. Oh yeah. My outfit today. I seen the Jevana set, and I was like, okay, listen, we might be having to do something here. So let's circle back just a little bit for the people. So you have I think you sponsored too, right? Did you sponsor the event, or am I just imagining?
I sponsored too, yeah.
Okay, so you sponsored the wellness event, the 2-day virtual wellness event that happened, I think oh my God, has it been a month? Wow.
Oh my God, yeah, it was like 22nd, 23rd, right, of May?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Like, time goes by really, really fast. And I thought that was so beautiful. And then a part of that was also launching this silent auction where all the artists got to bring in or just donate and put up like things for people to bid on. And so you are doing the Buna set and some of the coffee, right? Yeah. And then I think there's like art prints, like canvas prints. Yeah. I know Dawi, I think, has a couple of shirts. I should have worn mine. But I have seen, there's just a ton. There's like, I looked through everything and I was like, okay, like this is a pretty wide selection going on here. And the way, so what are they doing? How are they bidding on it? Like, are they going to HPN, like their site? Yeah.
So if you go to HPN's Instagram, it's in their link. So in their bio, I mean. Perfect. So it's on there, and then it has like all of the items listed, description. Some of them, mostly all of them have pictures. So you can go on there and you can just make your bid just like that. It just literally right underneath it says place bid, and you just place your bid for whichever item that you want. So of course you got to bid higher than the person before that made the bid. Let me see if I can just, yeah, but it's Event Grove. That's the platform that they used. for
Got
the
it.
fundraising. So here's our coffee one on there right now. But yeah, they have like working on there too that they got donated from other companies, bucket hats, just regular hats. Young Mesmore, he has merch on there. And then, like you said, there's a lot of artists and artist stuff on there. Like, I think I'm about to bid on this. Okay, the mother and the son. You know,
This is what I'm
that's
saying.
my real life right there.
This is what I'm saying. There was some pieces, and you know me, I was just like, so is this can I get the one that you actually painted? Like I was like, how
Yeah.
much is that? Because I was like, I want that because that's the original, you know.
Yeah.
So I got to go back in there and bid. I got to hit up a couple uncles to be like, so who buying this for me?
Right.
It's so good. It's so good.
No,
Like,
I think it's wonderful. Like I started my business before like the war happened and things like that, but to see like everybody have that entrepreneurial spirit to where they started a business like I mean, I started mine during the pandemic, so that's like one thing, you know, when you're pushed up against the wall, what are you gonna do, you know? And the other thing, it's like when Tegaru is pushed up on the wall, you know, you have all these people coming out with, you know, making their talents into income to where they can support the cause and send back money. So that is pretty dope because everything, of course, looks like it like they started when the war happened, basically, because a lot of it has like to do with the war, like the pictures and the T-shirts and things like that.
absolutely. It's like it's really phenomenal to watch like people just create nonprofits, you know, like quickly.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like just it's like it kind of like you have to let go of whatever fears you had before that was holding you back from launching these things, you know what I mean?
Oh
It's
yeah.
like this was like that kick in the butt because it's not for, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like it wasn't for me. Like when I started the podcast, I started during quarantine too, and it wasn't really about me. It was
Yeah.
about like, okay, like we having a lot of conversations, but nobody's really saying anything, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was birthed out of that. And then so for me, it was a pivot, and it was a natural pivot because I was already talking about Habesha stuff and Habesha issues. So it's
Yeah.
really, it was like it was a real easy thing for me to pivot, but for people to start in the
Yeah.
middle of their trauma, I'm just like, y'all, this is amazing, and it's just beautiful to see. It's dope. I don't even run out of guests anymore because there's so many people doing amazing things that I'm just like, dope. When you want to come on, like let's talk
Yeah.
about it.
And it's
I
healthy too because it's kind of like an outlet, you know what I mean?
very,
So it's definitely healthy too for people to get those emotions and those feelings because I know all of us are just like waiting to see like what's going to happen next, you know, is the war going to be over, is our family okay? So to have that outlet and then to connect with other Tagaros who are doing the same thing, you know, feeling the same emotions that you're feeling, I think it's beautiful. I've never connected with so many Tagaros in my life, you know, but it's beautiful.
it's yeah, for me it's been a reconnection because I've always like I started going back home to Abdi because my dad lived there. Lives
Yeah.
technically his house is still there. But he, you know, he, thank the Lord, he's out and he's safe, and I'm blessed enough to say that. But I know that's not what everyone's experiencing right now. So it's like been, you know, jarring to say the least, right? But like overwhelmingly, I feel like love every day.
Yeah.
As hard as it is, just to like see us come together in this like this, you know, tragic, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like it's
Yeah.
so beautiful, and I don't wish this on anyone. I really don't.
Right. Yeah.
At all. I just am amazed and impressed every day by like the amount of like love and care that we have for our people, you know? It's like the littlest of us are just ready to go. Like, you know, I'm just like,
Absolutely.
wow. I have these little girls that were like, I want to go to the protest with you, and I was just like, oh
yeah,
that's so sweet. Like they were really like, they're just like, no, we want to go, and like they're as much as I don't want that to be their reality, it is. And to see that like that Tegaru bloodline runs deep, like runs deep. It's like we're born with that fight in us, and it's something so beautiful to see. And like I said, you had a whole baby, you started a whole business. And now you're dealing with this and turning it around. Like I think your story is impressive, and I want people to know, right? Like that's an inspiration. You could do it.
Oh yeah, for
you
sure.
can do whatever you're doing and do well. So explain to people, because we just talking about it, but explain to people kind of like this idea. I had Sam on here, so we talked about social entrepreneurship. And so kind of talk about like what that journey was like and how this was able to fit in what you were already trying to do.
Okay. So, I mean, I always say like Saraye Coffee started like 2018 because that's when I like originally came up with the idea. And I was in LA, like pursuing acting and modeling, and you know, things were getting slow. And I was like, I need another stream of income. So before, when I first like originally had started the idea, I was just thinking of like another stream of income. And Sam was telling me like, you know, you shouldn't just do anything. You should do something that like you love. That way, you know, you won't ever get tired of doing it, because it's going to be hard, you know, especially starting a business on your own it's going to be hard. You're going to have like ups and downs. You're going to get frustrated. And you're going to have to wear multiple hats. You know, you're going to have to be promoting it. You're going to have to come up with a business plan. You're going to have to come up with the financials. You're going to be like have to do every part of the business. Yeah. So it took me like a while, but I kept drinking coffee like that day. And I was like, why don't I do coffee? Like I drink coffee all the time. Like coffee comes from my homeland, you know, like who better than to talk about coffee than me? So I never did anything with it. Like, you know, you always have an idea, you jot something down, and then you don't. I didn't follow through with it at that time. So when the pandemic hit, you know, I came back to Seattle from LA, and I was with my mom and, you know, just talking to my mom about everything. And she was like, you know, I really think, you know, you should do the coffee, and then, you know, you should incorporate, you know, giving back through the business. So then I was like, okay, you know, and then from there, I think 2020 is when we like started just mapping everything out. So literally the logo, the brand name, like I had not stuck on it. I could not like stick on a name for a long time, and everybody had chose Saraye Coffee besides me, you know, in my family. So coming up with the name, coming up with the logo, coming up with the design, which I have the package here. So this is like literally writing it up and like drawing it, you know, and getting everything done. We have like a little saying here on the side, and then you have the design of the Habesha textile like everywhere inside of the thing. So literally just like coming up with it, finding a manufacturer to like print the bags, and then finding a distributor for the coffee from Ethiopia. It took like a whole year basically to do all of it. And then when it came to like launching the brand, I was like, I want to do something different. You know, I want to include my family because like that's literally my foundation is my family. So I got like my family all together, and I did a promo for the coffee. So like basically what, you know, coffee means in our culture. So us making the coffee, you know, having conversations and just speaking about the brand. So I rolled out with that in August 2020, and then we launched the brand in January 2021. So we literally have only been online since then, but because we like took our time and we were very detailed with like literally everything, when we came out online, you know, we had these fire ass videos. We had like really, you know, very put together content, very put together website, everything. So a lot of other companies like reached out to us. Like we got so many different avenues of interest that like things that I thought I wanted to do, like I didn't know like I was gonna do it with the company, because the idea was brought to me. Like I didn't come up with it. It was just like I basically planned and did all the preparation, and I put it out there, and then like God just brought all these opportunities for the brand, which I think is amazing, you know, because it literally took us a whole year just to put out something, you know. And even like I didn't want to rush it. Like I was still pregnant and everything, and we were thinking like we wanted to do a cafe. So we were going to do a cafe, and I was like, you know, that's going to be a lot for me to be pregnant and to do a cafe. So let's think of something else, you know. So then we were like, okay, e-commerce, like we could definitely, you know, tap into that, especially since my husband, he already has a business online. So, you know, he helps with a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
need my
things.
lotion. I was like, I need my re-up. I'm about to put.
Yeah, you know, he's like, I can get you on Amazon, I can get you in Walmart. Like, he already knows how to do all of that stuff. So,
yes.
you know, I'm blessed, like, to have him for all of that guidance. But like for me, it was just, you know, what can I do to like what can I do to basically shine a light on my culture, because that's exactly what I wanted to do. And then, you know, now we the brand does virtual events where we do the coffee ceremony, you know, so we have like 30 to 40 people purchase a kit, purchase the coffee, purchase a jevana, and then they follow step by step in their kitchen on how to make Ethiopian coffee. So they do it, you know, they do every step, and they're doing it at their home, and all of them are usually not African. So it's really nice to see, you know, other people tap into your culture and to make the coffee the way that you have grown and known to make it, you know. So we get to do that. We get to spread awareness about what's going on in Tigray, you know, to all of them, because we do talk about, since we are a social business, you know, our focus right now is Tigray. So this is what we're doing. This is what we're given to, you know. So I think that is amazing. So we've been, you know, we've been online since January, and I think everything is going great. You know, we have a kite one to do as far as like maybe open up a cafe or maybe do a coffee truck, you know, to where we're going around Seattle and then eventually LA, because we're moving to LA again. But I mean, there's a lot of hope for there's so much in the future that we're planning to do for the company, but where it's at and where, you know, what we're just able to do. I'm just happy that I'm able to do what, you know, something that I love, something that I have all the time. Like, I share with my mom, I share with my grandmother. Yeah. And to do that, you know, my grandmother helps me like make the coffee too. You know, my mom helps me. So it's like I also get to spend more time with them, you know, so it's a lovely thing. I'm happy I chose coffee for sure.
It is. No, listen, I'm just smiling this whole time because, you know, I've been a fan. I told Sam, I said, come on. I'm one of those people that if somebody I know is doing something, I'm ordering. You know what I mean? I want to support. Like I said, I got my fam on it too. I came home, my mom's like, can you order me some more? I'm like, damn, like they be really just doing the most. But it's just like, and I remember when you came out, I said, girl, when you ready, the podcast is open for you. And it's like, oh yeah, everything comes in God's timing. And I'm just like, yo, it's beautiful. Well, they were like, can you have somebody on? And they just said the names. I was like, oh yeah, I know them. Come on. I was like, I've been waiting for them. Come on, come on the show, because what you're doing is so dope. And you dropped so many gems in that, because I hope you understood. I think Benyam summed it up for us beautifully. He said, strategic planning, set your pace, don't react to the race. And that's essentially what you did. And like, you listen to yourself, you listen to your body, your spirit, and like you knew what you could handle, and make sure that you did that. During a pandemic, being pregnant, you know, surviving a war, right? Like, our people are in war right now, and to be able to turn it around into a family business and to support your people, it's like, I don't think like you could write a better story. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you can plan better than that. And like, I know you and Sam are very spiritual, so it's kind of like, I know it's this idea that like God's the best planner. You can do all you want, and you can, but when you are in alignment with Him, it works itself out. Oh yeah. So it's so beautiful to see y'all. Jerusi's over here saying, back to LA, praise God. Yeah. Somebody misses you. Somebody misses you, sis. You get lots of love, and I just think it's dope. And then to turn around and be able to find a way to also contribute and support all the other dope organizations that are like on the ground in Sudan and trying to get into Tigray, you know what I mean, and sending humanitarian aid and donating money. Like, it's phenomenal. Like, HPN, that's a dope organization. Like, I wish I had more time to be more involved. But it's always like open door policy. I was like, what y'all got going on? What you need? So I'm always trying to support them. So for you, what was that partnership like? Because you're building partnerships. I think that's amazing. And also you're able to virtually do all this and reach people doing your work. So like advocacy doesn't always look like protesting, right? Like advocacy shows up in so many ways. So this what is it called? This auction is able to be another avenue for that, and your business is another avenue for that. So
the auction is another like type of, you know, fundraiser, another way to raise money, which is doing your part. You know, talking about the war is also doing your part too, you know. So it's not always about giving money, you know, because I'm, you know, a lot giving your prayers, or even, you know, part of giving. You know, if you can just give a prayer, speak about it, you know, spread awareness. You know, we're trying to do all that we can here in Seattle. And as a family, like all of July, we're planning to do a car wash every weekend and a coffee ceremony wrapped into that, which is going to wrap into, you know, Saraye coffee, because we also got to push the brand, you know. So we're going to be doing that and just all around Seattle every weekend in July, trying to raise money for Tegaru, because the war is trying to get independence as our own country. So we're trying to do our part.
Yep. And I'm just sitting here like, because I seen you post that the other day. I said, sis ain't tired? Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, let me go ahead and go harder too. It's, you know, when you look by people who just get up and do it. You're not waiting for somebody to tell you how to get involved. You're not waiting. You're looking around at your network and the resources you have, and you're literally just using your brain, like, in your creativity to constantly put these things together. And I think that's the one thing I want everybody to leave with. Like you said, let me break it back down, because this is something I did with Uprooted, right? You thought about this in 2018.
Yeah.
It did not come into fruition until 2020. Like
2021. Yeah. 2021.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's like, people need to understand sometimes greatness is not birthed overnight. Okay. Like sometimes you gotta build.
Hell no.
And you just, I don't know, man. That's like, I remember that, like with Uprooted, I had Uprooted in my head, actually as Rooted first, for years. I think I had it in, I gotta go back and check, but it was like, it's the same thing. Sometimes like we know what we're supposed to do and we sit on it and we wait, and then it's like, you gonna get that push at some point. You gonna get that shove if you don't hurry up. You know what I mean? To be like, I told you what I need you to do. Go do it. And then as soon as you open up and say yes to it, it comes to you, and it gets bigger and it gets better. And it's like you're not even finished with your whole first year of like launch. You know what I mean? And it's already like so much you're doing.
Yeah. And I always forget that too, you know. It's like, wow, it hasn't even been the first year yet, you know. You know, because I still have my 9 to 5, so I'm not a complete 100% entrepreneur yet. You know, I haven't been able to quit my job and just to rely on the business. You know, so that's the other thing too. You know, I know one day will come where I will be able to quit and just rely on the business, but for right now, I still have my 9 to 5. You know, so but to go back to TPN, like I always. HPN.
I know all the acronyms. I know, sis. Don't worry. I have to say
to go back to HPN, I was like talking to Rahel about like, you know, I want to help some way. You know, if you ever hear about something, you know, I want to be a sponsor. I want to give back, and I wanted it to be some point into the healthcare, because I know like with the clinics and the hospitals getting bombed, getting raided and looted and stuff, you know, that's a huge need. So, what they were trying to do and everything, and like I had looked into it and everything, and you know, I really HPN that they're trying to build, that they are building in Sudan, is going to be great for the refugees, that if they can come and get access to that.
Yeah, I was like looking at that, like I'm 100% behind the wellness center. I want one here. like not just there. I want a different
Oh yeah, I know. I was like, that would even do great here.
Because it's like we have our community centers, and apparently I was trying to stay off social media, so my timer went off. But I just feel like I'm so glad that as a community that we're even talking about mental health at all. You know what I'm saying? Like that we're talking about these ideas, because I feel like that's the missing element from all these other, because this is not the first time this has happened, from all the wars and all the other tragedies and everything that happens. I feel like our people never get healing, and they never get anyone that's worried about their mental health. Like you just went through like ridiculous trauma. Like in the States, we see what we have to do with the VA. You weren't out there fighting, it doesn't mean that you weren't impacted. So I'm like forever indebted and grateful that, you know, HPN exists and that we're actually able to support our own people, because who better to support us than ourselves. And I love a you do it yourself type of mentality. Like that's me. Sometimes I go overboard because I be trying to build things I have no business building, but I just try anyways because I have that mentality and I love seeing it. I know I see it in you. You are in alignment because you chose a partner that also does it and sees it in you. And I love that y'all support each other in it. It's beautiful. And then now you have this beautiful baby boy, and you're like, he gets to watch. Like that his mom is also a badass. You know what I mean? And like that you can do everything and you can have everything, and you just got to choose and prioritize what that is, you know?
Yeah.
So beautiful. So
no, that's complete facts. I think like, yeah, I think like everything that we have is already in us. You know, it's just like it's gonna come out at the right time and when you're ready for it. So, you know, just like you said, like it was an idea in 2018, but I wasn't ready until 2020 to actually go through with everything, and then for the company to launch in 2021.
Yeah, it's wild. I'm just thinking about that. I was just like, how has time like flown? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like I remember when you first like had the page and like sent it, I was like, oh, let me find out. Hold on. And I was just like, okay, like just, you know, I just remember being so excited, and just to see it in fruition now, and to like, you know, people will be like, where should I buy my coffee? And I always say Endless Grind and Saraye Coffee, and I'll just send them both links. And I was like, y'all drink a lot of coffee, order some from both, you know? I just love seeing like us take back ownership of our culture and our history and what we know. When I meet people, I don't know if this has been your experience, because you know you're doing the virtual one ceremonies. It's like people are like, I don't like coffee. I'm like, no, you don't like American coffee, okay? You that kind of coffee, because people usually burn it. They don't take their time with it. They, whatever the case is. So have you experienced that too? Like you've been able to kind of like let that be like a segue into conversation about our culture and who we are?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I turn people over that like have never drank coffee. They've been tea drinkers, or like, you know, people who they just order whatever that's at Starbucks, like, or people who never have made coffee in their homes, you know. I've gotten them to like turn is at Starbucks, to be honest. So they don't know that, you know, with Ethiopian coffee, you can also make cappuccinos, lattes, like frappuccinos. You can make all those same drinks. So I do the coffee ceremony, but I do also try to teach people, you know, you can make your favorite drink with the coffee as well too. Like, because we always in our ceremonies we talk about, you know, ginger or cinnamon to your coffee. You know, try that. You know, they try that, they go crazy, especially with the ginger, because it gives you like a zinc kind of like refresh to the coffee, and they've never had that before, you know. So
I love that stuff. I don't know, have you been to Phil's Coffee?
Phil's Coffee?
Yeah, like there's because you know Cali, we get all the hipster stuff, and but he wasn't even
Oh,
hipster.
there's a Fields in LA, I think.
Yeah, they've been expanding, but it's the same concept, and it's like when I saw that they were like they brew coffee and they just use like actual spices.
Yeah.
So I love that you said that because like I don't know why people feel like you can't mix up your coffee. You don't just have to drink it black. Like
Oh yeah.
there's so many ways to drink it, and I love what you also said because I've worked in coffee now for a while, and I remember the day I realized that espresso beans and coffee beans are the same thing, that there's nothing different about them.
Yeah.
They're just they're just a different blend. Like
Yeah.
and I was just like they just chose those flavors because they blend better in the machine, but it has nothing to do with the actual bean itself.
Yeah.
And I just remember like because my mom's Jebina Buna was way stronger than any espresso I'd ever had. So I was just always confused, and when I realized it, oh, that's just y'all just be you will market anything, like you know what I mean, like, and people will be so confused. So I'm glad that you get to even, and that was me just asking because I'm a coffee little bougie nerd myself. So I'll be like, y'all just haven't had the right cup yet. Like that's what I tell them. I'm like, y'all just haven't had it yet. Like I be wanting to make buna for people to convert them. So I think it's dope that you were able to do that. I've seen that you were able to like do it through Yelp and just as an avenue, as a business, and being able to like pivot and still do that. Like I'm telling you, people just like, it's creativity for me. I'm like, yo, I swear to you, if you spend just a little bit more time just thinking about it and getting outside of the box, like you'll come up with things. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta ask the right question and try to solve the right problem, and you know the rest is history after that. Like once you get started, it's just like downhill from there. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. Now I want to do this next. Now I want to do this next, and like you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm just waiting. I just feel like it's gonna get real big for you, and I'm just like super excited to see it grow. What was I gonna ask you too? There was something specific. It'll come back to me. Because there's the social entrepreneurship. Oh, you said something earlier. You are, sis. You were fully an entrepreneur. I just want to clarify because I'm into words and stuff now. You were fully 100% an entrepreneur as soon as you decided you were, as soon as you like put pen to paper and started putting that together, like that. Like don't feel like just because you still in the 9 to 5 that doesn't make you an entrepreneur. Like this is not just a side hustle. Like this is you being smart because you have a child. You know what I mean? And like not risking everything at once. Like you know, like, but you are 100% there, sis, and you killing it. So I just want to.
Thank you. No, I like that you said that. Like maybe I shouldn't have said it that way, but like, I mean, I don't know. You get what I mean. I meant to say like I still have my 9 to. It hasn't launched with my 9 to 5 yet.
Yeah, no, that's realistic for people. So I was like, let me make sure she know, like, because I'm into this I do Manifest Mondays now, so I'm really into like, the power of the tongue, and I've been really like in it lately. I did it to my cousin earlier. She said something to me. I was like, I rebuke that for you. She's like, when did you become the grandma? I said, I've been this. This is me all day long. I'm just embracing it and showing it to y'all. But I want to see only greatness. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, for my people, I'm only seeking greatness. Like, we not taking nothing from that. Like, I want to make sure my people stay successful. You know what I mean? Like, no. We gonna keep you up. We gonna keep you up. We gonna do our job. I just love that. So, okay, are you ready? Because this is the towards the end. My favorite question to ask people. I definitely feel like I know this answer, but I'm gonna just pretend to be surprised. So, what is it that you want your legacy to be?
Ooh.
I don't know how I always catch people off guard. I ask every episode, but I feel like it always just hits them right there.
I mean, I just want to be known as somebody who like gave their all. You know what I mean? Like, and that could be like all my love, like all my kindness, like all my time, and like all my hustle. Like, you know, like dang, like she gave 100%. You know, like as far as just to my family or anything like that. Like, you know, and I want people to know me, you know, I want people to know like my story and, you know, to know my struggles and to stuff like that. Like I always say, like, I always tell my mom, like, you know, I want you to know like me, like to my dad too, you know, I'm always straight up with my family. And it's like, I want you guys to know me. I don't want you to be like, you know, something happens to me and there's like all this stuff, like y'all didn't even know like I was into or doing or, you know, so I want, you know, people to know me and then to people to know like I gave 100% in everything.
Man. Okay, you did surprise me. I thought you were going to include something else too, like about, I was like, okay, she just had a kid. Why she going to be like, you know what I mean? So I was like anticipating as if that isn't, you know, because that's just a given legacy. You know, that's
no, because I feel like if people know me, you know, then you can like, and that means like my kids too. Like if they know me, they know like they're gonna learn a lot, you know, from my mistakes, from my accomplishments. Like they're gonna learn, and then if they see me giving 100, that's already, you know, learning from example. Like they know what to do, they know what not to do, you know. So whether, you know, just like Kobe Bryant, people always 100%, they know him from Mamba mentality, you know, that's his legacy, Mamba mentality, 100%. So, and his family knows that, his peers know that, you know what I mean? And that's like through his example and all that stuff. So that's what I mean by, like, my kids are going to benefit too.
Yeah, no, they are, but I think I love that you included like upwards. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes we always think of legacy as downward, you know what I'm saying? But we don't think about upwards, like for our parents and our grandparents and like even across, like for our peers and for the people around us. So I was like, dang, I was ready to go there too. So you reminded me too, like, wait, hold on. Like, actually, that's really dope. Like, I don't think all of us have that type of openness with our families. Like, I get it all the time. People be like, you really talk to your parents like that? But like, yeah, like, but I realize that's not it for everyone. So the fact that you're even thinking that way, that you live that way, and that you're practicing it is like amazing, because that's the type of change.
100%. Like, yeah. No, I'm completely, I'm very honest. I'm very open because I'm like, you know, my parents, you know, they might not understand what I'm doing. Choose, you know, I went to New York at like a very young age and was like, I'm going to pursue acting. Like, this is what I'm going to do. You know, my parents were like, you sure you don't want to go study to be a doctor or a lawyer? Like, you sure you're doing? Okay, well, she got booked for this. Like, that's what she I like to be open because I know, you know, you can see my actions and then you can see the results and you'll understand.
Amen. Amen. Listen, I don't know why the line said real G's move in silence, and I was just, that was the first thing that popped in my head when you said that. It's like real G's move in silence, like, because I'm telling you, that's really what I thought. Because honestly, half the time, imagine me trying to explain podcasts to a Haushaman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just call it a show. You know what I'm saying? I just like, okay, it's this. And then it's like, well, what are you going to do? So I'm like, well, can y'all just watch? Because like all the explaining you're going to have me do is still not going to make sense until you just see it. And so, because I'm like, like there's some parts of this journey that we're on are lonely. Like some parts is like people, you feel crazy because they're like, people are like, they don't understand you. They're like, I don't get it. Like, and it's not even that they're trying to speak fear into you. It's just that genuinely, like, they don't know and they don't know how to help. So it's so dope that
I remember I told my dad, like, you know, that I had to go on auditions. He was like, so you go all the time and you don't get it? And I was like, no. And he's like, what kind of job is this? Like, why would you do this? So it's funny to like also hear the reaction. My mom, she finally understood it. So she was like, okay, you know, you're not going to get everyone, but you're going to get that one that's going to get you here. So she understood it. But my dad, he still don't understand it. He's like, nah, it's a losing game. Like, that's not, you're not going to win, baby girl. You got to, you need, you know, my dad is way more traditional. So he's more so like, you got to go with what you know is going to bring you money. So like going to school for 4 years, then going for another 4 years, that's like concrete. That's for sure. You got the degree, you're going to get the job, you're going to get paid. That's it. You know, that's all he knows. He don't know nothing about taking chances when it comes to like your job, you know?
They didn't take like their risk. Like okay. So I had the same conversation with my mom, and because my dad's the risk taker, my mom isn't. And my mom just be like, when I tell her things, she goes, that doesn't make sense. There's no logic in that. Like, you know what I mean? And I said, no, because your process is for stability. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your process is for like a minimal amount of discomfort. Like, that's how your logic works. You're like, okay, I need food. Right. Very realistic. And I was like, but Mom, you went on foot to Sudan. You remember that story you like to tell every day? I was like, is that not a risk?
I know.
Right? And she was like, that's not the same. I was like, what are you talking about? Like that, like you literally, you could have stayed. Like, you know what I mean? You could have stayed, sis. But she was
my
like,
dad
no,
be like,
that's not the same. I had to do that.
Like, no, you walked on foot.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't know where you were going. You know, like, you had courage too. I got the same courage. Like, I got your blood. What do you mean?
I told them every time they be confused, I say, you confused because you don't understand yourself. Leave me alone. Like, I got stuff to do. Anyways, because I was like, am I supposed to do your job or God's job? Like, that's the winner. If you ever needed a winner, take that gym. I'll be like, am I here for God's purpose or for yours? and then see how that conversation goes. Woo! But you know, if you need therapy after that, because I gave you advice, I'll give you a solid 30 minutes. Okay, I'll give you a solid 30 minutes. But just, you know, those are the things I use. Those are the things I use. I'm like, I'm not here for that. I know you don't get it. One day you will. Just love me anyways. Like, I'll be like, you asking too many questions. Like, whew, I really gotta stop doing this to my parents. But I think they're used to it at this point. So we're just gonna accept it. But I love it. I say this, I'm gonna end on this. I tell them, love the daughter you have, not the daughter you wanted. And they're starting to finally learn what that means. So if that works for y'all, keep it. And like I said, if you need therapy after that, because it's a lot, you gotta work on the purpose to do that and have that conversation with your parents. I suggest I got a solid 30 minutes for you. I'm not an actual therapist, but I feel like one, and so I got a solid 30 minutes for you. But just know that. So what we're talking about, thank you so much, first of all, Saraye. Now I'm gonna keep calling you Saraye because the coffee. So I want to say thank you so much.
It's okay.
Like, just that's the inspiration and the gems you dropped. I really hope people were paying attention. It's amazing. You're able to give back. You know what I mean? Advocate for your people. Be a mom, a new mom at that, going through all this craziness. And it's like, we just need people to see that it's possible. And like you being here you are an example of that. Like, you literally just took, like, all of their excuses got to be gone because somebody else is doing it, which means you can too. And I hope you know that that's also a legacy that you're building for people by sharing who you are and being authentic. I think Beelan in here was like authenticity when you were speaking, transparency, being willing to share along the journey. Like, that's going to help so many people. And I'm like forever grateful to like have sisters in arms that like are on this journey too. And
amen.
It's up from here, sis. You got this. Whenever you need, you already know you can come back. We're going to keep supporting you. We want to see you win. Man, and I gotta re-up and order my stuff because I needed to be in Denver when I get back.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said that last one. It kind of like cut off.
Oh, I said I gotta re-up on my stuff because it gotta be there in Denver when I get back. So,
you know,
we got you. I gotta Somebody said it's the glow for me. Listen, we got to keep this glow. In case you were wondering, I do use Desalu Naturals Shea Moisture. Okay. Got my skin popping. Got my skin popping. Okay. And if you want to stay up and active,
we got some sun.
Sis. Do you? Okay, listen. My cousin in here talking about Desalu. I put her on too. She on it too. I'm telling you, like, you worried about your glow? Because people been like, you've been glowing, sis. I switched it last summer, so I don't know what else you want to know from me. I don't know what else y'all want to know from me.
Yes.
I'm just giving you the goods. And if you want to stay up and be caffeinated, you got coffee too. You know, you want to support the culture and support your people.
Facts.
You got both. You know, you got both.
You got both.
And I'm telling you,
yes.
We got a couple goals over here. I don't know what else. You probably gonna build something for your son next. I don't know. I'm just gonna manifest that for you. I don't know. I'm just gonna manifest that. I'm sure he gonna hop right in line. Like, oh, mom, I want to do this.
Okay, let's see.
So that is my cue. Coming up on some time here. Thank you again so much, everybody. Yo, if you are not supporting, go support. Again, Sara was so gracious to not only sponsor the HPN for Tegaru, like wellness, but also put auction items up in the virtual art and merch auction. So if you have not followed HPN for Tegaru, please do. I don't know what you're doing. If you're not following Sara, please do. Still don't know what you're doing. And make sure you're supporting all their efforts, because honestly, it's dope. And we want to keep seeing everybody keep winning. Our people need us, and we're going to keep showing up for them. And I just appreciate you, sis. Thank you for coming on, man.
As you do. I love this platform. Keep it going. Keep bringing people on. Keep speaking. It's everything that we need, you know? So even what you're doing right now is incorporating all the Tegaru stuff. But even before that, just all the, you know, mental health check stuff is amazing. So keep at it. And then TPN, she had put like a pin, and I saw it said 12 Sunday. So the auction ends Sunday at 12. Yeah.
Sunday at 12.
For everybody.
So make sure you put them in, because you're going to be mad when somebody outbids you and you didn't double check Sunday. Make sure you go in at 11:55.
Okay.
And make sure somebody don't outbid you, because you're going to be real mad when somebody come in at last minute and snatch it up. So
I know. It's such a good idea. That's such a good idea.
I know. I shouldn't have gave my game away, huh? Because I was like, there's a piece on this. Oh, child.
All these bids at 11:59.
At 11:59. I want that piece. So I'm gonna be in there this weekend too. Again, I appreciate y'all. I guess I gotta get a phone call I gotta make, so this is perfect timing. Thank you all, everybody.
Okay.
We got Miami protest weekend. We got HPN virtual auction, and we got, if you're not supporting, okay, not just this auction, y'all gotta get that reoccurring order. You feel me? You gotta get that reoccurring order going. So we love you, sis. Everybody have a beautiful rest of your day. Happy Thursday, y'all.